Wow.
Boogaloo.
Films. Bad films. Lots of films. Very, very bad films. Films. Watch that film. Then talk about it. It's Electric Boogaloo with Matt and Keenan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Electric Boogaloo, the show where we make bad films worse. I'm Malcolm in the middle of a Sharknado, Matthew Bradley. And where's Keenan?
I've been here the whole time. Keenan Groom. Wow. Look at that.
Why is Keenan?
Look at that
why
pop
is Keenan
culture
just like
reference.
what?
I'm so funny. Ugh.
I'm going to wait until he puts his headphones back on. Why is Keenan dressed like Wally? We'll never know.
Same reason this film happened.
No good reason?
Yeah.
You
Put this t-shirt on. I thought, you know what I'm going to do? Hide.
didn't get to hear my wonderful title for this episode either. I'm Malcolm in the middle of a Sharknado. So Sharknado 3 is a film, and I loved it, and Keenan is so angry. I think I've only ever seen you that angry like once or twice in my entire life.
It's the worst one so far. The first one I didn't like because they made it and it was a bad film. The second film they became self-aware, and because they were self-aware, it was satirical and it mocked itself and it was funny. This one,
pardon the expression, jumps the shark.
it got too stupid too quickly.
But that's the thing. It's already hit too stupid, and they have 3 more films to go.
Yeah, they should have.
Wait.
Should have built up. The first half of this film, when it was in Washington, that could have been the film.
The bit in Washington's like the first 10 minutes of the
That could have been the film. It could have been a whole film about the president and the White House and saving it like an Olympus Has Fallen White House type action film that they make, and they can mock and almost parody action films, and that could have been the film. But no.
But instead, the film turns into a wonderful advert for Universal Studios. Wait, hang on a second.
You okay?
Oh dear, I might have accidentally deleted all my notes. No, it's fine. I found them.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
I hit the deleted button, but luckily it saved my recently deleted, so we're still fine.
Okay.
Okay.
It would have mattered. It would have still made as much sense.
Just going to move that back into my folder so don't delete it again, and we can keep talking. We have a lot to talk about with Sharknado, but first, do you have a new segment, Keenan?
I do. So we're in a new block, and I thought, you know what? I like alliteration. We've had strange snacks. We've had crazy cinemas. We've had awkward audiences. What's left? Freaky film sets. So this one, I've just found a website which is about the freakiest, scariest, and most horror meta things that have happened on a film set, apparently. And each week I'm just going to go through the films one by one. They could be a good story, they could be a bad story. I'm going to read them for the first time with you. Hello? Oh, did you hear anything I said?
See.
Oh, I don't know. You froze on my screen. I was like,
I heard
ooh.
everything you said.
Okay.
It took a few seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened was you said we're going to talk about these films. But I did get everything.
I'm going to move it here then. I'm going to start with probably one of the most famous ones, which is The Exorcist, and just read this story of it and see what it says. So the tales from the set of the 1973 thriller are well known in circles of horror fans and aficionados of the paranormal. A mysterious fire ravaged the set of the McNeil home.
Aficionados.
Pardon? What? What did you say? This recording's going really well. Maybe The Exorcist is destroying me.
Spooky. Or maybe my internet just sucks.
We'll go with the Exorcist route because it's more fitting. So a mysterious fire ravaged the set of the McNeil home, but the room of the possessed little girl Reagan, played by Linda Blair, remained totally untouched by the blaze. Chris McNeil, who is Ellen Bernstein, was thrown back by Reagan, which unfortunately resulted in a real-life broken back for Bernstein. So in the film, she suffered a real-life broken back. And also several deaths are linked to those who work on the film, such as Jack McGowan, whose character also died in the movie, and coincidentally, McGowan died a week after The Exorcist was released. Other deaths related to the rumor of The Exorcist curse are Linda Blair's grandfather, a special effects technician, and a night watchman. Mm-hmm. So that's freaky. So The Exorcist has that's probably one of the most well-known film horror related stuff. So yeah, so there's a fire on the set, and the only thing that wasn't destroyed was the Exorcist girls' room. Someone actually broke their back, and a few people died. So that's my positive and happy news segment.
It's gonna be fun, this block, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It could some of them could be like the lights came off, or it was a set for ET, and there was like, I don't know, a bike,
aliens,
or an alien. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be. I'm going to read them blind every week, and let's see what happens. Freaky film sets. Woo! What was that?
Or maybe it's the set of. Maybe it's the set of Terminator 4, and Christian Bale has some kind of meltdown. Or...
Oh yeah.
I think it's just worth remembering that happened every now and then. I think it's just very funny.
Christian Bale, bless you.
You know what else is very funny, to me at least? Sharknado 3. So...
This is your episode. I'll chime in when I feel like it's necessary, because I hate this one. This is my food fight, I think.
Yeah. So, basic summary of the plot. It's a Sharknado movie, and that'll do.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool, next.
Yeah. So you were going to say something. Yeah. A more in detail summary is there's a huge mega Sharknado hitting the East Coast, specifically Florida. And so Finn saves his daughter from Universal Studios and then meets up with his dad. They go to space and blow up the Sharknado. There's your movie. Let's hit some antics. So the movie starts with a James Bond style opening, which isn't really revisited again.
That's the thing. I thought that's really cool. Then it's going to become a spy film, which would work really well with the whole White House thing.
Yes, and then it doesn't.
That's why I got annoyed. It's like, oh, this could be really cool. They go into like a secret bunker in the White House, and it's almost like a survival film where there's like a group of 6 of them, and then they get like killed off one by one, and that'll be really interesting. But obviously not. That's too smart.
No. So this film, once again, sponsored by Subway, which is very noticeable.
Really? The massive billboard?
Right. I was going to say, right at the side, get a big Eat Fresh billboard. There's a scene where you see Jared Fogel's pants get eaten by a shark. Not him. He still hasn't died in one of these movies yet, despite him being a sex offender. Soon, hopefully... Well, no, he probably won't appear in the next one. I think by then everyone knew. So probably
if they can CGI kill him off, that'll be good.
Yeah, maybe so. So Finn is in Washington, D.C. Or, as one of the news presenters in this film says, Washington, D.C. I specifically have Washington, D.C. written down. I can't remember exactly why, but I'm pretty sure it's just a dumb pronunciation.
There's some protests happening in Washington, which I thought I'd like to note.
Yes.
Because I have a couple of the placards written down.
Mm-hmm.
There was a normal one, which was like, sharks have feelings too, which is like the I don't know, like the opposition to the protest.
Yes.
One of them literally just said, "Sharks suck." I was like, that was very straight to the point. It delivers a message, and the opinions are valid. One of them, though, take your jaws off my body.
Okay. Is that kind of a Planet of the Apes reference, maybe? Like, get your damn jaws off me, you damn dirty shark, right?
Either that or something about, like, I don't know,
I
them
don't know,
being,
man.
like, manhandled by a shark and they want, like, my body, sort of.
It might be a specific reference to, like, a famous protest thing that I just don't know about.
But if so, surely that's the wrong thing to be mocking.
Yeah, I mean, it's dumb regardless.
If it was like a sexism...
I know one of those signs said Finn for president.
Yeah, but if it's like a whole sexism thing, like take your hands off my body or something, that makes sense. But then why would you just go, oh yeah, a shark just lay on me? No, don't protest about that. You're dead anyway.
No. Stop! You can't protest a shark. It's a shark.
Yeah, what's it going to do?
It's going to eat you anyway.
Like, the shark's going to sign a contract to go, yeah, sorry, I won't eat you.
So while Finn is in DC, April is getting like an ultrasound or something. Mm-hmm. She's apparently 9 months pregnant. She looks about 4 months pregnant, must say.
She could have a small baby, but
I mean,
the way people do pregnancies in film, they like to exaggerate a baby bump, so she would have a massive one, I think, to accentuate the 9 months.
The amount of action she does in this movie as well, there is no way she is 9 months pregnant. And yet she's due any day now.
Right, yeah.
And while she's going to see the doctor, her mum's with her. And the mum says, where's your husband? Why isn't he here? He's receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom is why he isn't here.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair reason.
Not for Grandma.
No.
Grandma doesn't care about your service to your country and the world.
Yeah. But you know who does care? The mayor of New York, who presents Finn with the Order of the Golden Chainsaw.
Sorry, going back quickly. I personally have never been pregnant and or had a baby. But I'm not. I could be completely wrong, and I know, Mum, you're going to listen to this. So tell me if I'm wrong. Actually, you wouldn't have gone this far in pregnancy because I got removed like 20 million years before you're supposed to get this far. But
Ian's 20 million years old.
I'm 20 million years old, yeah. But do you have an ultrasound like a day before your due date?
Maybe it wasn't an ultrasound there.
It literally said ultrasound on the front of the building.
It's an ultrasound clinic, sure, but it could just be like a general checkup kind of thing, you know?
But surely a day before your due date or the day before you go into labour, you'd go to the hospital, wouldn't you?
That's the thing. It's not necessarily her due date, right? She's due any day now. They don't have a specific date, I don't think. But I think if she was specifically due on the day they go to Universal, they wouldn't have gone to Universal. Also, how is she flying when she's that pregnant? I'm pretty sure you're not allowed
flying.
To.
There's also no hint at contractions or any water breaking or any labour pains.
Yeah.
Or any
but
sickness.
All of this will become relevant at the end. So, important note here, the president is Mark Cuban, who is a guy from Shark Tank, which is just kind of fun.
Neo is a secret agent.
Neo is a secret agent, yes, he is.
As you do.
Yeah. Lou Ferrigno is also a secret agent. At one point he says, "Don't make me angry," which is very nice. So when the sharks start raining on DC, it happens in like the first 5 minutes of the film. They do not waste time in this.
No, straight into the nades.
A shark lands on the Lincoln Memorial's lap.
That's funny. I like that. I like that bit.
That's funny.
Yeah, that bit's good.
You see general antics of people around DC, like a cleaning lady hoovers up a bit of a barracuda. The Washington Monument blows up the White House and kind of a Independence Day homage.
I really like the Washington stuff. I really enjoyed this part of the film.
It's Finn protecting the president and Finn shooting sharks out of the sky.
Yeah, the only thing I have to speak negatively about this bit is machine guns, swords, chainsaws, grenades.
Yes.
And their white tuxedos are clean.
Mm-hmm.
I never have a spag bol that's not coming back clean. Let alone throwing a grenade at a shark.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's the same thing of like characters in this movie get flung all about the place and barely have a scratch on them.
Yeah.
It's plot armor essentially. The last thing that happens in DC is there's a shark flying at them and there's a flagpole on the ground. So of course what they do is raise the flag, impale the shark on the American flag, and then Finn says, "God bless America."
Yeah. Before we leave Washington, again, you might be able to correct me with my knowledge of natural disasters.
Okay.
This will lead on to weight of cars and buildings later on.
Mm-hmm.
I looked. The Washington Monument is situated about a mile away from the White House.
Yes.
The top half of the Washington
Monument... It's also very heavy.
Yeah, the top half of the Washington Monument got picked up by a tornado and landed directly on top of the White House. I know tornadoes can move at a very, very fast speed, but to fling it a mile away, I'm trying to work out the actual logistics of that.
It's full nonsense.
Yeah.
But it does lean into a thing that they're starting to acknowledge in this movie, which is that the sharks and the tornadoes... None of them make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, I do appreciate now that they're saying that sharks shouldn't survive in the tornado.
Exactly.
So
what they seem to be implying is that the sharks are like magical at this point.
Which would explain why they can lift up the monument. I believe
comes back later on based on what I know about this franchise.
Yeah.
And I'll say no more, I won't spoil you.
I know the titles of them so I can insinuate how crazy it gets.
Well... The titles of the remaining three are The Fourth Awakens,
which I appreciate,
Global Swarming, and It's About Time.
Yeah.
Which is a very common title for things about time travel.
Yep.
So the movie shifts from there to be Finn making his way from DC to Orlando, and the rest of his family in Universal Orlando Resort, who I have to assume also sponsored this film.
Yeah. Would you like to know a direct quote from one of the people who work at Orlando Resort?
Please.
This was with a conversation with the daughter.
Yes.
Welcome to Universal Orlando Resort. Thank you. You bet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the dialogue in this movie.
Thank you. You bet. Not you're welcome or have a nice day.
Thank you. You bet.
What? That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You just get a lot of shots of like people on roller coasters having a good time, and honestly, it kind of worked as an advert. I was sat there thinking, man, I want to go back to Universal Orlando Resort.
Yeah, the rides
up into a theme park. Maybe when the pandemic's over and I have money.
We'll go to Blackpool.
Yeah, why not? We'll go to Flamingo Land.
What? Okay, we'll go across the country. It's near you, I suppose, isn't it?
Near me. And,
yeah.
Well, one of my mates from the theatre coming back home works there. Shout out to George. I won't last name him, so our fans don't dox him. All 25 listen. Of our subscribers. No, 28. He absolutely doesn't.
28.
28? Oh,
we had 29, and then we lost one.
That was George. So, while Finn is making his way down, he hears a radio broadcast that's blaming him for the Sharknadoes. Because, he has the power to control the sky.
He does. His name's Finn.
Turns out...
He's wearing a shark tooth. That could be if he gets rid of that. Do you know what happens in the films?
No.
What if he is
I know there is some magic involved, right?
What if he is beside him?
How much?
And that shark tooth necklace is what's controlling him, and they basically magnetize towards him. So wherever he is, there'll be one.
That could well be it.
Will we need to kill him or throw it into the ocean?
Yeah. I can't remember whether they I don't think they ever settle on a genre for it. They can't decide whether it's going to be fantasy or sci-fi by the end of it, which is just exciting.
Well, it's definitely not a comedy. That's all that is.
Well, there you go. So while he's making his way there, another Sharknado happens, because of course it does.
Mhm.
And there to defeat the Sharknado is Nova from the first movie and her bodyguard, Frankie
That was
Muniz.
the biggest of bodyguards, Agent Cody Banks.
Frankie. I forgot about Cody Banks.
Bless him though. It is sad of the story of Frankie Muniz.
I mean, yeah, him losing his memory is very, very upsetting.
Yeah.
And he's a good actor.
But that's what is more sad about it, is the fact he's lost his memory of Malcolm and Agent Cody Banks, which were, at the time, very good films for the age it was demographic for.
Cody Banks, I
Sharknado,
don't really know about. Frankie, Malcolm in the Middle holds up. Malcolm in the Middle is still great.
Well, Agent Cody Banks is like a kid's spy film, so Spy Kids,
and I'm sure it's
good for what it is. But to remember Sharknado, bless you, nothing else. Oh, bless him.
Hurt. He also has like a sci-fi ass laser gun for no reason. There's a lot of sci-fi in this film. Come to think of it, and more of that will show up later on. But we'll get to it.
I screamed at the TV for the bit that you're probably referring to. I physically screamed at the TV. I was
what I'm talking about.
So angry.
Also, Frankie Muniz, again, sticking on him for a bit, he is just playing Malcolm, right?
Well, he's probably just playing himself.
He's playing like a smart kid with bad social skills. He's playing what Malcolm would do if a Sharknado was actually happening.
Yeah.
Just find a girl who's out of his league, protect her with science, and then you don't see him be an asshole and ruin it because he dies, but he probably would. So the kind of film is alternating between the gang, which is Nova, Finn, and Malcolm. Lucas, his name is. I'm going to keep calling him Malcolm.
We'll call him Malcolm.
Down to Orlando, and then the gang in Orlando, who just meet up with two boys, one of whom sucks and the other whom also sucks, but it's quite funny.
He would have been. I think he'd have been quite a good character. He was sort of like the fill-in for the role of the brother in the first one.
The love nice interest. Okay, yeah, he would have been fine. The one guy who's an asshole, I really enjoy him. Because he has a line that I've written down here, which is the girl says, you're talking to a survivor of a Sharknado. And the other guy goes, yeah, well, my boy here survived an alligator apocalypse.
And he was like, hello, officer. I've done something wrong. I'm like, shut up. This doesn't work in real life. Go away. And if it does, good for you, because I don't want you anywhere near me.
Yeah.
Oh, those people, man.
So...
Shut up, Chad.
The Chads are hitting on Finn's daughter and Finn's daughter's friend. And they're like go on a big ride together while the guy is making out with the friend and the other guy is just kind of being an awkward boy.
They're like best friends, huh? So you always have your best friends who get stuck in the back going, why are we here? Yeah,
the third and fourth wheel. So heading back to the other plot, the Nova plot. They make their way to an airbase.
Her registration plate was Supernova.
Nice.
Yeah, which I thought
I appreciate.
I thought that's stupid, but also nice. I appreciate that.
You find out that all the sharks have been eating birds in the sky. I don't know why I found that funny, but I did.
That makes sense. A shark's got to eat.
Yeah, and apparently they've been living up there for a long time.
Because apparently they survive the ice, don't they, and stuff like the cold water.
And the tornado can be sucked up into the sky and then reappear in other places. And you're starting to think that doesn't sound. I mean, it already sounds like bullshit, but this sounds like extra nonsense to the point where it's got to be some sci-fi fantasy shit.
Yeah, the fact it's so nonsensical, sort of at first the whole thing of a shark being able to swim in a puddle and survive for hours on end on land in the first one, I hated. But now they've gone so nonsensical that the justification for it, I can get on board with it.
And they kind of retroactively explain how how Nova was able to survive inside the shark. It was usually I'd be digested and end up in its intestines, but these sharks have different biology.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I mean, it's still dumb, but it's
with that logic, that means
dumb,
any person who's been consumed whole by one of these sharks could, in fact, with enough strength, get its way out. Yes. Or be alive and just chilling in a shark for a while.
However, most of them get bitten to death. So You get another line I really enjoyed from Lucas where he says, could be worse, could be zombies.
Yeah.
Is that worse? It's still, I mean, zombies don't have tornadoes, you know?
Then with a zombie film, you start having to kill your own family and friends. So that it's more psychological trauma, I suppose.
Granted, this is more physical trauma because you're eaten by sharks.
Yeah.
Speaking of eaten by sharks, poor Lucas, poor Malcolm.
Yeah. He fell on Anakin, didn't he?
Yeah, he gets quadriplegic.
I love that. That's such a fancy word. I love it.
But he gets his leg bitten off first, right? He gets his right leg bitten off, which causes his face and hand to start bleeding.
Yeah, he wipes blood across the
he's like clearly bleeding from his wrist after his leg's been bitten off and nothing else has been touched.
I understand it coming out of his mouth because of the whole
trauma, sure, yeah.
Yeah, but to wipe blood from your hand when your leg's off?
And it's from his forehead as well. When he's just been having bitten his leg.
He's like, so much his blood.
Then he gets his arm bitten
popped.
off, and his leg bitten off, and he's reaching for the self-destruct button for the van, and then his arm gets bitten off, and so he has to like crawl along and boom with his nose.
So
and he dies a hero's death. Rest in peace, Malcolm.
He has no arms, no legs, and blows up a minivan with his chin. Cut over to Nova, who tries to get out of the plane, because don't forget they're in a plane at this minute. She tries to get out of a plane moving and go, oh yeah, we can save him. You've seen him lose his limbs and blow up a van. I know you have to be optimistic about your friends, but there's no hope for this man anymore.
What's great is that they're best friends and they both clearly have feelings for each other on some level, right? Him more than her, I think.
Yeah, because that's what his
level
last line was going to be, wasn't it?
And then
he's like, I've got something to tell you.
Thing to is like,
good luck.
Be safe.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And she's like, no, Lucas, no. Okay, moving on.
I have the higher ground, Malcolm. Sorry.
It's Hal as Obi-Wan. Bryan Cranston in his roller skates just being like, it's over, Anakin. So sharks start landing in Universal. One of them lands in a slide and makes its way down to the pool.
That was fun.
That was fun, yeah. There's like a fake shark that's meant to be like the Jaws experience. So people get the pictures taken and it's like, oh, I'm going to be eaten. That just becomes real out of nowhere.
But guess who it eats?
It's not replaced with another shark. It just comes to life.
But do you know who eats?
Who is it that eats?
Jerry Springer.
Oh my god, that was Jerry Springer. Of course it was Jerry Springer. This is where you start getting all the cameos.
There's so
and
many
this is where you get the most important cameo of the movie. Jed Wood.
That made me really angry. It made me really angry because all the other people who do a cameo are about a 6 out of 10 at least for acting ability. Jed Wood, mine is 27. They're worse than Tara Reid. I hate her.
Hello everyone, this is an Electric Boogaloo advert. So, we're both bringing you a product this week, and it is Thumbnail Services by Matt and Keenan. Are you a YouTuber? Do you need a thumbnail? Why don't you get us to do it for you? You know we can. I sure can. So can he.
Oh, I sure can.
I'm really hoping.
I'm a bird.
Nice. You know what I'm really hoping is that when I point to you this way, Nessa's put you on the other side, so I'm pointing into the air. You can get us to thumbnails for any kind of video. What kind of video can we expect? Maybe it's an apology video. You want us to be like... Maybe it's a shocking story time. Maybe it's a horror story. Maybe it's a gender reveal. So call Electric Boogaloo's thumbnail services today on
111 5.
And another important cameo in this section, George R.R. Martin gets eaten during a screening of Jaws.
That was fun, yeah. Well, no, because it's him and a lady getting married for a shark wedding. It was like a shark wedding, the film or whatever, and they like dress up, and he's like the groom of the film.
Is that?
Yeah, it was like Shark Wedding.
He's like sat in the audience, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like a screening of like
well?
Shark Bride or Shark Film or something. They said, we advise you to dress up. And then there's a bride sat next to him, and then he gets decapitated.
Eaten by a shark. And he's there, and like that itself just set back the Winds of Winter by another 3 months. So
yeah, because he's dead.
That book is never coming out.
No, not at all. Unless Christopher Tolkien's it and has like a second writer, it's not coming out.
Yeah. I mean, Game of Thrones being written without George R.R. Martin, you know how well that's gone in the past. So Finn is on a roller coaster and he's met up with April. Finn and Nova landed in Orlando.
Oh, can we talk about the plane first, please? Sure. The like magical changing of clothes in this film.
Yeah.
So they're in full aviation outfit,
like flight gear, yeah.
And then they land in the water, which in itself, the pressure of the thing, you wouldn't be like. I don't know how the pressure of a flight door.
It would probably hurt for sure.
And then they appear,
whatever,
just underwear, holding chainsaws.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
Well, he's got a chainsaw. She's got like a knife gun.
And they've got no clothes.
Yeah. Also, she's like dealing with an apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
She's wearing like not practical underwear, let's say.
No.
She is wearing underwear for a modeling shoot, not for fighting a Sharknado.
Where's the Spanx? You can hold you can firmly hold in the knives. Hold in the knives so they don't chafe you. Bam.
Exactly. So Finn gets flung off a roller coaster when he meets up with April, and he lands and he doesn't have a scratch on him, despite having been flung really far from the roller coaster.
How does he end up riding the roller coaster?
Oh, he just like sits down by accident.
And the backwards and forwards pirate ship shark that's on it.
Yeah.
I really wanted the shark to do a loop the loop. I was really disappointed that he didn't go all the way around.
So they decide the only thing to do now is they need to blow up the Sharknado using a rocket from NASA.
Yeah.
Is an instant conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said, let's go meet up with my dad, Gil, because come on, they've all got shark names.
That really bugged me.
Yeah. And he's part of NASA. So to get down to the Space Center to meet up with him, they steal 2 NASCAR cars that have been like on loan to Universal Studios. And the woman from earlier who said, "Thank you, you bet," she runs up to them and is like, "No, you can't take those. I'm going to lose my job." And then gets crushed to death by a hammerhead.
These were the stock cars that previously someone tried to nick to get away and died because they were just model cars, so they had no door handles. He's like, "There's no handles on these. There's no handles on these," and then died. So how do they get in? They didn't break the window. Did they break the window? Who knows?
So we move on to the next section of this movie, which is the space section. Firstly, you meet Hasselhoff's. Hasselhoff is playing Dad. David Hasselhoff is here.
Yep.
And his 2 best friends are Penn and Teller.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I'm never mad about seeing Penn and Teller or anything. I love those 2.
I like the fact that Penn had no lines either.
Yeah.
He's like...
No, that's Teller.
No, Teller, sorry. He's like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, his whole deal is he's silent, so like, it made sense.
So I like that they kept the persona of...
Yeah, that was nice. And I enjoy those 2. I was happy to see them.
Yeah.
They had nothing to the movie and die later on, but whatever.
But yeah, they're good at what they do, aren't they? So...
Yeah. So they try and convince the dad, and he gets convinced very easily to let them do the Sharknado. They go to NASA.
Yeah.
They get the shuttle ready to launch. It's going to be Finn and Gil going up. April is not here for it, and she ends up getting on board as well somehow. They have a spacesuit that fits her perfectly, despite her being 9 months pregnant.
Yep.
Sharks start raining down on the space shuttle, because of course they do.
Mm-hmm.
To fight off the sharks, the National Guard show up and all die.
Yep.
But Finn's daughter and random boy, also important note, other random boy who went and other girl, they died earlier on. Whatever.
I didn't see him die though. The friend died, but did he die? Did you see him die?
Yeah, he died. He gets eaten by the same shark that eats her.
Right.
So Finn's daughter and her boyfriend go up to the roof to help shoot them down and do much better than the National Guard.
Yeah, because the National Guard are stormtroopers.
Exactly. But like the daughter instantly picks up an assault rifle and she's like blasting sharks out of the sky. And the boy's like, "How can you do that?" And she says, "I'm a shepherd," which means anything, really? Like, I know your dad's good and your granddad's quite good, but like, it doesn't instantly make you good at a thing.
No.
It's like if I was like, I don't know, my parents aren't really great at anything. No, they're not listening. It's okay.
I don't know. No.
Neither of our families are known for anything. We can't make the same comparison. But it would be like if I don't have a good reference, but you get what I'm saying. It makes no sense and is dumb.
I know what you're saying. I'll wait for a comparison. Like basically, it's like Einstein's son is really smart.
Yeah.
Instant, just because. Well, that might work.
Yeah.
Just.
It would be like if Abe Lincoln's son was really good at freeing slaves.
Yeah. Or he just like became president when he was born.
Yeah.
And also really good at getting stabbed.
Shot.
He was shot, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was backstabbed, but with a gun.
It would be like if my child was really good at eating a lot of crunchies. So the boyfriend picks up an assault rifle as well, and he's like, "I don't even know how to hold this thing," and then instantly perfectly aims it and shakes the shark out of the sky. So yeah, they fly into space. They drop the fuel tank on the tornado, the Sharknado. I apologize. Mm-hmm. It doesn't do a goddamn thing.
No.
And so they're like, "What do we do? How about we fire a giant space laser beam at it?" Which we have, apparently.
Which is on the satellite.
Yeah.
Orbit in space.
The Star Wars initiative they reference, what that was going to be but never was.
Is that the Death Star protocol?
No. It's a thing from the 80s where they were going to be able to drop like giant metal rods onto the Earth from space. And by the time they hit terminal velocity, it would be like dropping a bomb, essentially.
What's that got to do with Star Wars? Oh, just because Star...
Because it's in space.
Yeah. I thought they were trying to link it to Death Star.
Isn't, and will never be, is a giant space death beam. But they blow up the Sharknado with it, and it's great. And then some sharks get into space and can breathe in space.
Sorry. Can we not brush over the fact that he now has a chainsaw lightsaber, and that really bugged me.
I was about to get to that.
Okay, good, because I was like, don't you dare forget about that, because that made me...
The sharks get into the spaceship.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
A laser chainsaw. Because lightsaber chainsaws exist in this world, apparently. It's so dumb. I love it so much. The fact that the next one was called The Fourth Awakens, I have to assume that laser chainsaw is coming back.
This is why I'm annoyed. Where was the golden one? Where's the golden one gone? Where's the one from the president?
Where's this double one gone from earlier?
Why did you take your pregnant wife into space and not Nova, who's really good at killing things?
Mm-hmm.
Why get back with your wife anyway, when it's Tara Reid?
So...
Let her die.
They're trying to get off the ship and get back to Earth. A shark comes in and eats Tara Reid whole. He chases after her and jumps into a different shark. He then rides the shark into the Earth's atmosphere. It starts burning upon re-entry, but he's totally fine because he's inside the shark. He cuts a hole in it, opens a parachute, and lands the shark safely.
About 10 meters from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Where you would be on fire by now.
He climbs out of the shark.
It's not even the worst bit. This is the worst
bit. He dodges a few sharks. Another shark lands.
Of course it does.
You hear chainsaw noises coming from inside the shark.
And what's inside the shark?
It's Tara Reid.
Of course it is.
Of course, she's just like cutting open the shark.
Yeah.
He goes to pull her out.
Mm.
What reaches out of the hole? You assume it's going to be Tara Reid's chainsaw hand, right?
Because like what happened in the other two, they can survive inside a shark. That's logical now. Of course it is. But what reaches out?
But Keenan, would you please tell us what reaches outside of the shark?
Newborn baby!
A newborn baby!
Newborn baby.
So Tara Reid has gone through the entire process of labor while falling into the ground from a shark. She falls out of space. They hit terminal velocity. The shark is burning upon re-entry. She gives birth, magically changes her outfit inside the shark,
Cuts the cord with her hand.
cuts the umbilical cord with her chainsaw hand, presumably, and the baby's fine. The baby's just fine.
And very clean.
Yeah, cleaner than she is, really.
Considering
When
she's in
really,
a shark
you would
and
have-
was just then inside her mother. His mother, sorry.
Yeah. Also,
That's a stupid name.
Tara Reid, because when you give birth, you don't instantly lose the pregnancy weight and the stomach size. Tara Reid does.
One thing I've noticed for this as well. Sorry.
Go for it.
Jewelry is like super glue in this. Her earrings are still on her body,
Yes.
and somehow she now has a robot hand, but her wedding ring fits on it.
I mean, to be fair, I can buy that. They probably would have made the robot hand specifically to make the wedding ring fit on it. It's clearly a custom-made robot hand because she can shoot it back into her body and pull out a chainsaw from it. I mean,
If she takes off the hand and the chainsaw.
no, it goes into her body. It's an Inspector Gadget.
But the glove she takes off has the wedding ring on it.
Yeah. The robot hand's built to fit the ring on it. That's fine.
Yep.
If that's the thing you have a problem with, you've got weird priorities, my man. Because the thing you've got a problem with is that the baby reaches out of the shark's body.
I'm not having this. If you have a ring on a glove, you take the glove off and then put the glove vertical.
The ring should fall off the glove for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Put it on your other hand. Don't have to be left hand, does it? Put it on your right hand, stupid girl. And don't get married to him anymore. I don't like you. Tara Reid looks like a candle being melted really, really slowly.
And then Tara Reid gets crushed to death, we hope.
There's a question mark, isn't there?
Movie. So that's Sharknado 3.
I'm so angry.
I am so happy.
I was so looking forward to this because the second one started getting really funny. And I was like, it's going to be so out there that it's going to be laughable because of how stupid it is. But no. It got really annoying very quickly. Do you know why? Because Tara Reid was in it.
Also, David Hasselhoff ends the film on the moon.
Yeah.
I think that's just important to note as well. So that's the thing. I thought I'd seen this movie going into it. I haven't seen this movie before. So this is the end of my knowledge of Sharknado. The next 3 films, I'm going in fully blind.
Sorry, before we carry on, I would like to have an intervention about my negative response to Tara Reid as a person.
Okay.
I just need to talk to someone about it. The second film.
Mm-hmm.
Plane crash. Falling out of a plane. Hand cut off. Survives. Right, okay. Has a robot chainsaw hand at the end. You know, as you do. Yeah. First one, almost drowns. Okay, that's fine. Third one. Again, pregnant, 9 months, goes into space. The pressure would definitely kill the baby. But we'll allow it. We'll allow it. Comes through into the atmosphere in a shark. We'll allow the fact you haven't been burnt. Gives birth into a shark. No.
Also, important note that Finn uses a parachute to land the shark safely. Mm-hmm. She doesn't.
She probably used the umbilical cord, didn't she? She put it to this helicopter.
Umbilical cord with the placenta tied to it to slit the descent.
She does ruin the films for me. So if she's dead, I'll be happy.
I don't think she is. I'll be honest with you.
I want Nova to be the main character.
To my knowledge, I believe she becomes a full cyborg.
I was going to say she's going to be a robot, isn't she? Is it going to be her face, or is she going to be a robot?
It's going to be her face. I think she's a cyborg or an android, maybe.
I don't watch it. I was really happy.
Have to.
I was really happy with Finn, the son, the daughter, and Nova from the first one. That was fun. I enjoyed that dynamic. I enjoyed it. And she came in, go away.
I want I mean, the brother-in-law guy, he was in the DC part of the film.
Yeah, he was fun
in
as
the
well.
rest of the film. I like him.
Yeah, he was good as well. And the sister was fun.
Yeah.
Their kids...
You know who I wish had died?
I hated their kids.
Yes, for sure.
But
you know who I wish had died in this movie? The vice president, because that was Ann Coulter.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you know, she sucks. But didn't die. You know who did die, though? Al Roker. I wanted him in all the movies. He was having a great time.
Yeah, all the news report stuff was fun. Well, that's always fun.
The bit where the two in the kitchen smash the wine bottles and lunge at the camera. They didn't even go for the sharks. They're going to kill the cameraman.
No, they were put in sharks. They weren't even actual sharks. They put them in to make it look like they were doing something, and then they died.
So, we've had a lot of passionate feelings about this film. I think what you could use is a moment of zen.
Don't.
Possibly with some philosophy.
Don't.
Or maybe even Filmosophy.
Who is it?
It's David Hasselhoff, my man.
Okay, that's fine.
It's absolutely David Hasselhoff.
What are you doing Tara Reid again? I was going to get really...
Oh, we've done Tara Reid already.
Good.
I'm not going back to her.
Thank you.
So let me hit you with some quotes from my man David Hasselhoff. Image is what people perceive my life to be. It's nothing like truth. Right? That makes sense, you know? People perceive you as one thing, but the truth is an internal matter. And it's the difference between that you have to find balance. I'm 6'4", an all-American guy, and handsome and talented as well. Cheers, David.
I like it. Oh, no. I'll give him that.
I enjoy David Hasselhoff. And did you ever see, he had a show on Dave that was him playing a fictional character, running, like, fictionalized version of himself, running for president, and it was called Off the Record.
I like the name of that already.
Right? Apparently it wasn't very good, but I probably would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel like Elvis, only alive.
Oh, Hoff.
So that has been your Filmosophy. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Namaste.
Talking about Hoff really quickly.
Yes, absolutely.
Is there anything he's ever done that's actually been good, but doesn't matter if it's not good at all because it's still enjoyable? Because everything he does is enjoyable, whether it's good or not.
That's the thing. I've never watched Baywatch, so I can't comment on that.
Things like Baywatch and Knight Rider and stuff are cheesy, but I think you just get on with it and it's enjoyable, whether it's good or not.
Apparently he did Broadway for a while, and apparently he's quite a good singer. Like he was in Jekyll and Hyde, Chicago, The Producers. Jekyll and Hyde sucks, but it's what shows up in his Wikipedia. So,
well, the Broadway sucks.
The Broadway Jekyll and Hyde, it's terrible.
Oh, really? The music sounds quite good.
Man, there's one really good song. The
Confrontation.
Song.
To be fair, that's the only one I've heard.
There you go.
And I just assumed
the rest of that musical. Like that. Oh no!
Okay, it just sails on that one good song.
It's by the same guy who did Bonnie and Clyde, which has a similar thing where you know that one song we've heard performed from it. That song's really good. The rest of it kind of sucks.
Right.
Jekyll and Hyde has a song in it called Murder Murder, which is just... Oh, it's so dumb. I need to read you the lyrics from that, but I'll do it after the show because it's got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Because Confrontation's a really good
Confrontation's great.
Song.
None of this has anything to do with Electric Boogaloo, really.
Does it? What is Electric Boogaloo?
It's a good question.
Exactly. What is it?
Should we try and come up with a new film?
Yeah, right. So this is the second... No, it's the third Sharknado we've done.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember
we came up with a new Sharknado thing.
Yeah.
Which was like Ant-Mageddon or whatever it was called. Volcano, that was it.
Yeah, and then you had one as well.
Yeah.
What was yours, Volcano?
I think mine was Volcano and yours was like Farmpocalypse or something.
I think we should...
It was Avatar, but with like 4 different types of animals as the elements.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the second one was.
I think we should carry on our natural disaster franchise.
Okay.
And then wait, how many films are there? So we've got Sharknado. We've got 3.
Yes.
I feel that we could today have 2 really small ones and then make a Avengers one for it. We could have one each, and then we come up with a joining film.
Mm-hmm.
We've run out of natural disasters.
We've already run out of natural disasters. So mine is going to be, I think, it's going to be. I've got it. So what the film is, it's about global warming, right?
So yours is the scientific one of the franchise.
Yeah, well, it starts scientific.
Like the Hulk of the franchise.
Sure. So it's about global warming.
Okay.
But what happens in the film is it's set while Bruce Lee was alive. And we get someone to play Bruce Lee. I'm going to say Randall Park, because I think that would be funny.
Okay.
I don't know if he's like the right ethnicity to play Bruce Lee.
Probably not. But we work in Hollywood, so we can do what we want. Because
Bruce Lee is from Hong Kong. Randall Park is from America, but he has what kind of descent? Korean.
That's close enough for Hollywood. We'll go with that.
It's not great, but we'll go with it anyway. Because I like Randall Park. So, can I do better? Who's like a popular Chinese actor at the moment?
I don't know. Male, I don't know.
Yeah, because obviously female. I was going to say Ming Na Wen.
I was going to say she's.
Ming Na Wen.
Oh no, Ming Na Wen is. Oh, she's so good.
Ming Na Wen is playing Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
So.
Because where's Lucy Lee from? Is she Chinese?
I think she's Chinese as well. She can also be in the movie.
Ming's so cool.
I mean, so what happens is Ming Na Wen as Bruce Lee learns about global warming, right?
Okay.
Learns about the hole in the ozone layer.
Yep.
Learns about pollution, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what she does,
I think I know what you've done.
She goes and beats the hell out of like all the polluters and like major corporation owners and big capitalists and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's just like the entire film is her like beating her way through bodyguards and doing really cool. Like we get the people who made the raid involved, and do like the crazy action scenes. Mm-hmm. And she like works her way up to the big polluters and beats them up. And the film is called An Inconvenient Bruce.
I thought you were going Captain Planet route.
Oh no. It's the raid, except it's about fighting global warming with Ming Na Wen as Bruce Lee and Lucy Liu as other Bruce
Jet Li.
Jet
It's not even the same. It's not even the same Lee, but you know, we'll go with it.
Yeah, but she's there too. Playing one of the major polluters.
Kick the table. Carry on.
Playing one of the major polluters, and he's like the big villain of the film, is gonna be Danny Glover. I think that'd be fun. And then most of the
Danny
other
Glover hasn't been in any of our films.
No, I think he'd be good. Playing most of the bodyguards are just like actors who've been in the Raid films and in the John Wick films. Generally, like, you know, the people who are very good at doing the action scenes. And then, do we both have to have Buscemi and Waititi in both of ours, or do they just have to appear in the crossover?
Let's put them in the come together film.
Okay, so Buscemi will be in mine. Waititi can be in yours.
Okay, because I can't remember from like 12 weeks back whether they. Buscemi would have been in, but Waititi wasn't part of our franchise 12 weeks ago.
Sure.
So.
I mean, I don't even remember what the franchises were, so...
He was probably the Volcano, wasn't he?
Yeah, Buscemi's going to be playing... who's like an ethical CEO? There isn't one, trick question. But closest one I can think of at the moment, especially in...
UNICEF? The CEO of WWF?
He's playing the head of...
Greenpeace?
He's playing Al Gore. His Buscemi is Al Gore.
Okay.
He shows Bruce Lee an inconvenient truth, and that's what starts the movie. The movie's like 4 hours long, and the first two movies are just an inconvenient truth.
Okay, so mine...
And then after that, it's an inconvenient Bruce.
Mine is the little film in between. It's just one of the little ones to add another character before the Avengers one. It's almost like the Ant-Man or Thor, whatever, just to bring in another character. Mine just follows exactly the same format as the Sharknado, purely because I want to establish new characters and new disasters.
Okay.
So mine's just a quick one. I'm going to go quick on this and then we can bring our films together. So in this film, obviously we've got YTT is going to be a scientist who's discovering it. But he's like the dweeby characters who can't tackle it head on. So we have to get Rami Malek involved. Just because I want him in the film.
Okay.
Just because Rami Malek would be interested in this crossover film.
Yeah.
He's doing big things at the minute with villain characters, so he can do what he wants. Those two are the main two who fight the grounds. The ground is trembling. Cracks appear. Crack, 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 quack, quack, quack. The earthquake. The quack-quake. The quack-quake appears. Or the
earthquack's perfect.
Earthquack appears. It appears. Ducks spring out. They've all been given bread, but with no water. They explode everywhere. Quack, quake, bam, bam. You don't dip bread in water and give it to a duck. They die.
Don't give ducks bread.
Well, you can if you soak it in water.
You still shouldn't give them bread. It's not good for them. You should give them peas.
Peas?
Ducks eat peas.
Oh, lovely. Mine's a quick one. Bam. Malek and YTT against the earthquake.
The earthquake.
Yeah, so they managed to stop it from doing too much damage, and they feel like it's settled.
Can I throw you another character who appears in Earthquake?
Yeah.
Oh my god, if I can remember his name. Oh my god, the guy who plays War Machine.
Oh, Don Cheadle?
Yes. He will appear in Earthquake because he is one of the voice actors of Donald Duck.
Okay, so Don Cheadle's in it, and then we'll take those three, and then they can be in these. So we've got the volcano, we've got Earthquake, we have general global warming, and we have an overseeing deity who brings down the four elements.
Yes.
So they're like the big bad.
Yes, I remember that now.
Yeah, they're the big bad who brings in the Sharknado, the Earthquake. So that's what's up. Wind, Earthquake, volcano, and then the new water one, like a tsunami or something, will be new for this one.
Okay.
The tsunami. Thank you.
Tsunami, perfect.
Thank you. So it's just like tigers and giraffes.
Elephants.
On waves. Yeah. The tsunami. There we go. Right, we've got the four elements.
So the fighting the tsunami. Who has a... No, it's just a tsunami. I was going to say it has like a personality and stuff. That's not Sharknado. Not yet, anyway. I mean, it might end up being like that.
One of the sharks talks as a king shark.
We get to Sharknado 5 and the tornado's like, hey, guys, I'm here to blow up your sea. So Al Gore is hanging out with the Taika Waititi scientists, and they're like the men in the chair. Yep. They're in one chair.
Al Gore sat
yeah. And then it's like Justice League more than Avengers in a way.
Yeah.
Because in the first act, it's the gang, which is Don Cheadle,
Buscemi.
Buscemi's playing Al Gore, so he's
so Don Cheadle, Rami Malek, Finn from Sharknado,
Lucy Liu as Jet Li.
Lucy Liu, and then who would we have picked for the other films? Let's retcon it, and this is like the whole new War Machine actor. We're just like, this is who it is now. A new Hulk.
Bryan Cranston.
Okay, so he's
that'd be a good casting.
Yeah, he's the.
And they all go up against the tsunami, and they get beaten quite badly.
Yeah.
And so they realize the only way they can fight off the tsunami is by reviving Bruce Lee from the dead.
Okay. And
so they go and find a necromancer, who is played by Danny DeVito.
Yes. Yep. I can't compete with that.
Yeah. And he raises Bruce Lee from the dead, and they all get in a fight scene with Bruce Lee, who beats them all up because it's Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Still played by Ming-Na Wen.
She'd like in real life, she'd beat all them up.
Exactly. But it's Ming-Na Wen in zombie makeup. Not even good zombie makeup, like Halloween level zombie makeup. Yeah. And she... Here's the thing. In Justice League, it sucks, but he's like evil until he meets up with Lois Lane again, and then he becomes good. What's Bruce Lee's Lois Lane in our franchise?
I think I want all of them to have a love interest, but the same love interest, and it's Maggie Smith.
Perfect.
So all of them are in love with Maggie Smith. But they all have to...
who's playing herself.
Yeah, they have to get rid of Maggie Smith. They have to like take their love away just to revive Bruce Lee. They're like, okay, Bruce, you have to have her for the greater good.
Yeah. And so Ming-Na Wen makes it with Maggie Smith for a full 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's in real time. No cuts.
Yeah. And then it's Ming-Na Wen just punching dolphins out of the sky.
I think what it is the tsunami. The tsunami is like defeated because of Bruce Lee, but then the big bad global warming is Mother Nature, personification of Mother Nature, I think.
Oh,
and then
who can put Mother Nature?
Okay, you can decide on that, but I feel like Mother Nature should then bring out the Sharknado, the volcano, the earthquake, and the tsunami, and then it's like a massive versus the whole four elements.
And it's like the Endgame versus like Portal scene.
Yeah. So it's Mother Nature and the four horsemen of the nature apocalypse, as it were.
Apocalypse.
And then
maybe that's for the sequel to this. Maybe we talk about that movie next time.
I won't remember it. I might do.
I'll make a note of it. I'm going to open up Sharknado 4 notes and make a note of it.
Okay.
Playing Mother Nature. Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
I think she appears at the end of the movie after the tsunami has been defeated.
Yeah.
And she just kind of looks over everything and just kind of goes, "One tsunami." And that's it. That's what she says.
Yeah. Yes.
It sucks.
Yes.
It's really dumb.
Yes. I like this.
And then when we come back for Nature Avengers 2, Age of Lupita Nyong'o, then we'll see what she can do.
I was trying to think of a plan. I'll give me 6 weeks.
Yeah. So I'm just opening up my Sharknado 4 note and just writing Lupita Nyong'o as Mother Nature.
Yeah. This is I like this. We've got four natural disasters to represent the different elements.
Yeah.
Given to us as a plague by Mother Nature because of what we've done to the world for global warming. And there's just a random ragtag team of scientists and zombies played by the Hollywood's biggest stars of today taking down Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
Best film ever made.
If that
happy.
Doesn't say Electric Boogaloo, I don't know what does.
It's better than Sharknado can ever be. We're so good at this.
If you've enjoyed this episode of Electric Boogaloo, please give it a like, give us a comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you can find it, you should be able to find it. You're on it currently. And you can also hit that little bell, and that'll be good for us.
It will
in a way
be good for
that
us.
I don't fully understand. So,
something about the comments and stuff is like something to do with engagement, and then they're more likely to show your video because people have commented. I don't know how it works.
Sure. And if you haven't enjoyed this video,
still like it.
Complain. But still do all the nice things for us. Please join us next week where we'll be talking about a different movie. I believe it's Ice Age next week. I'm very excited. Because that's the thing. You got very angry this week Next week, I'm going to be goddamn furious.
I'm going to have a great time. Even though it's the worst one, I'm still going to enjoy it.
It's going to be so bad. So please join us for that.
It's not the first Ice Age, which is a masterpiece.
No, it's going to be Ice Age 5, which is a disaster. So please come back next week. And for now, Keenan, would you like to hit them all with the famous outro to Electric Boogaloo?
Oh, you thought you're dead? Don't worry. We're in sharks. We live forever. Thank you. Finn.